We didn't, we were firing on all cylinders, and we kind of got them on their heels early, and just never let up. And those games happen. They happen in the finals. They happen anytime. But all we did basically was stir up the beehive, and they're going to be coming back, sting us big time in game 2. But at least we came out and we were aggressive and we played with confidence. We knew we had to be at a really, really high level to beat this team, and we knew that San Miguel has such a tremendous record in game 1s that we really wanted to come out and try to steal that first game. We started hitting shots real early, and it just cascaded. It never stopped. We never stopped hitting shots. Justin was his awesome self, and we defended well. Although they missed a lot of the shots that they normally made, and looked like they got a little bit frustrated, which is going to happen. But they're a veteran team. They've been through these wars so many times, and most about playoffs is about resilience and about how you come back. And we all know the resilience of this team. So we're expecting a real forceful game from them in game 2, that's for sure. But again, we got game 1. That was important for us. Doesn't win the series, but we did get win 1, and that's what we wanted to do. So we're pleased with that. But again, it was just one of those nights. Everything went for us and nothing went for them. And we aren't that good, and certainly they aren't that bad. So we'll see what happens in game 2. They could just as easily turn around and do exactly the same game to us in game 2. So that's what we're going to have to prepare for.
That tremendous lift from Justin Brownlee.
It seemed like that way all the time. We're getting tremendous lifts from Justin. He had in the last series, Rain or Shine. He had Gabe Norwood guarding him the whole time, and Gabe was just, he's an outstanding defensive player, and he's been the stopper all the way through the national team, all the Gilas games. He's the #1 stopper. So Justin was able to put up 40, 44, 46 points against Rain or Shine. That's amazing. So it just goes to show how tough he is to guard. It's really hard to. But they're going to look at the video and they're going to see where they can improve here or there and how they can get an extra defender to Justin, because basically you can't stop him one-on-one. So you're going to have to get him another defender, and we'll have to read that, see where it's coming from, and try to figure out how to battle it. But that's that's part of the chess moves that goes on in the series, and I don't think everybody knows Leo's a brilliant tactician, so he's going to come back with some things.
Coach, how valuable is it to have Greg out there, so that you didn't have to send a double team, Junmar in the post, and everyone could just stay home on the shooters?
Well, that's what we've been talking about. When we played him in the All Filipino, we didn't have anybody who could get in front of him and stop him from getting easy baskets unless we double team him. And Greg has the size and the strength and the smarts to play him in a way that he's not going to stop him. Nobody stops Junmar, especially in this league. Even internationally, you don't stop him. But if you can limit him and bring his percentages down a little bit, that's all you're asking for defensively. And if you can do that and account for everybody else, that's just a huge bonus and a luxury that no other team in the league has except us. So, we've played from the very beginning. We match up well with this team. Doesn't mean that just because we match up, we're going to beat them, but we do match up well, so we do have a little bit of confidence in that regard. You want to talk to him? No. I mean, you want to talk to him now?
What did you have for breakfast today, Dusty?
My usual pancakes, omelet, and chicken.
Safe to say you'll be eating that again Sunday?
For sure.
I'll let you talk to him and then I'll come back. Is that how you want to do it? So I want him to get back in the locker room. I don't want him to wait for this whole thing. So I'll let him talk. Slide in there. I'll let you go. Then I'll come back.
Hey Justin, talk about your strong start, and because you basically outscored the guys on the Miguel team in the first quarter.
Wow, I didn't know that. The coach, you know, he been talking about this whole playoff series. I mean, the whole playoffs. We got to try to come out aggressive and win game 1. So I was just trying to, you know, do exactly that. Just come out aggressive, you know, look for my teammates, and just try to take advantage of every advantage that I did have. And luckily got some shots going and got a good rhythm.
It was a blowout today, but you know this team's a lot tougher than what they showed today. What are you guys expecting the game to do?
What do we expect? Man, definitely a different game from this game. We know that they don't want to go down 2-0 just like anybody else with it. So we expect them to be more physical, definitely play harder on defense, and that's pretty much what they probably gonna do.
JB, you've scored 40 points in 2 out of your past 3 games here in the PBA. Do you feel like you're in a really good scoring group right now? Why is it coming so easy for you these past few games?
I like to credit the offense that Coach Tim give us. That's the #1. You know, his offense. You know, it's a lot of different reads and things you can do out of it. So I try to mix it up. And then, you know, my teammates, they always try to find me, whether it's giving me a nice pass or even a good screen and things like that. And always just motivating me to, you know, they want me to score. They want me to be aggressive. And, you know, I like it, and, you know, I try to embrace it.
Does the scoring mentality come to you naturally? Or it seems like, you know, you try to set up your teammates more, you try to get them involved, but is that something you've been trying to do more consciously these past few games, really, the first score?
I just been trying to take whatever the defense give me, and you know, just try to run offense, just try to stay aggressive. Coach always preaches that to us, you know, especially in the playoffs, you know. So I'm just staying aggressive.
Just think our take on leading the best in quarter 1.
Leading? Not really focused on it. You know, of course it would be a great accomplishment, you know, but right now, like in previous years, you know, when I was in the running for it, you know, I just really want to focus on, you know, trying to get a championship.
This would be your best shot at winning.
I'm sorry?
Your best shot at winning the best in.
This year would be my best shot? Oh, okay, man, that's great, man.
Was it weird playing against Ronaldo tonight?
Well, at first, you know, because, you know, that's my boy. We friends and like brothers. So, you know, at first it's a little difficult because, you know, friends, you know, when they bump heads, I guess, you know, it can be difficult. But, you know, right now, you know, he's on San Miguel and I'm on Ginebra, and, you know, his competitiveness, it definitely showed tonight. And me as well.
Yeah, you think they're gonna guard you differently, check you differently after what you showed tonight in particular?
Definitely expect that. You know, granted that I just shot the ball, I guess, very well tonight, but I guess when somebody scored that many points, I guess you got to try to do something different. So I'm gonna expect something different.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah, get a shower, bro. Go get a shower, get out of here. Thanks for you guys. Okay, anything I can add? Or you got enough?
You expect the same game?
No, of course not. Boy, I wish it would be nice, huh? It would be nice to have another one like that. Now, that's one of the things we always talk about, is every game is different. Sometimes you'll get out the quick starts and the team will make hobble and get ahead of you, and then you have to battle in the end, or sometimes you get off to a bad start like today, and, you know, for San Miguel, and it just never happens for you. Every game is different, so, you know, the biggest key for us is to wipe this one out. Take some confidence from it, but that's it. You got to wipe it out, and one of our favorite expressions in our team, and we used it with Pure Food, was yesterday ended last night. So, you know, this game ends tonight. You know, tomorrow is a whole new day, and so we can't let this success here affect the success going forward. Too easy to allow you to think that, wow, we've arrived. We haven't won a series yet. We haven't even won a second game yet, so not much. And another thing we always say is, 30-point loss is the same as a 1-point loss in the playoffs. You know, still go down 1-0 or 2-0 or whatever. So, San Miguel knows that, and I think they're going to put this away and come out with great force on Sunday.
Coach, it's harder for teams to review the film when you win a blowout because you don't know what adjustments have to be made, especially when you win that way. What adjustment do you think that you have to preemptively do to handle what San Miguel will throw at you?
Well, if I told you, I had to kill you. No, kidding aside. Well, I think that, we'll see. That's the problem with winning a game in a series rather than losing a game. When you win a game, the reaction all goes to the other team. They make the adjustments, and then you got to come into the game and be ready to adjust to their adjustments. As opposed to, when you lose, you come in, already making those adjustments. So you practiced it, you know what you want to do. It's already in your mind. So there's a lot more, lot better chance to execute what you want to do. So. We're going to look at the video. We know we're not going to learn too much from the video, honestly, but we will talk about it as a group. Guys will come up with ideas, and they'll kind of try to get into the San Miguel coaching. What will you do? And then we'll come up with some ideas. But I'm not a big practitioner of guessing what other teams are adjusting. You can guess and you can try to prepare for it, and then you end up preparing for the wrong thing because it didn't work. So really, it's just a matter of having the mindset coming into this game. We know they're going to make some adjustments. Let's don't panic with them, and let's stay calm and try to figure out what they are as we go along. But we're not going to come in exactly doing the same thing either. We're going to try to change some things up and try to keep them unbalanced. Well, Mark gave us a big lift coming out in the second quarter or late in the first. We played a small lineup, quick lineup, and we wanted to use his quickness. And he's a guy that you have to account for. He's played these big games before. He knows how to score. He knows how to get to the basket. He knows he's a lights out 16 to 18-foot jump shooter. So they have to put a defender on him. What I'm saying is that you can't just sag off him and ignore him. And we wanted him, and we kind of paired him with Jeff Chan so that they would really spread the floor for us and count the defense. So that lift he gave us in the second quarter was huge. And he's always capable of that. I'm never afraid to put Mark in the game because I know he's going to come out and, number one, be aggressive, and he's going to come out and he's going to look for his shot, and you're going to make the defense play. And those are three great things you have coming off the bench. As opposed to Joe, Joe's been doing that for me, the last 10, 11 years, last 8 championships, I think. He's the kind of the glue guy that puts everything together. His ability to defend different people, he was the new big man before the big man became new. I mean, the new style of big men. Guys who could, stay outside, defend other people, get out on the perimeter, defend in the post. And plus his basketball IQ is just off the charts. We give him a scheme, and he can just see it, and he can see it and see how it's going to work, and then go out and execute it to perfection. And that's what makes Joe special. He doesn't jump well. He's a good shooter, not a great shooter. He's a good finisher, not a great finisher. He's a good ball handler, not a great ball handler. But he has great basketball IQ. And his versatility lends him to allow to use that basketball IQ. So that's what makes Joe special. All right.
Thank you.
Only one game. Only one game. Follow it up.
Thanks.